Hello guys, on today's video I'm going to show you how to set up Pi-hole and how to use it as a DNS server on your network to block ads. So this video is going to be simple, fast and easy guide. I won't be really showing any unnecessary details, just to keep this video as short as possible. So before we start, you might want to check your environment and check your hardware and software and see if it's possible to install Pi-hole on your environment. Here on the screen you can see all the possible software and hardware before you start getting into the installation. So the installation is very easy and straightforward. First of all, you want to run this command, this one-step automated installation command. So now you'll be prompted to answer different questions. So the first one, this installer will transform your device into a network-wide ad blocker. You wanna here just choose OK. The second question is, the Pi-hole is free but powered by donations. That's if you wanna donate. You can also skip this one. So now this is a very important step in the installation process. As you can see, Pi-hole is a server and needs a static IP address. In my case, I have already done so. I'm going to show you how to do that on Linux. But if you have already done so, you can skip this part, but if not, you can also click on continue. Here, as you can see, you are asked to choose your current interface. I'm using Ethernet, so it's already selected. I'm gonna choose select to go to the next step. If you are using Wi-Fi, you can also choose WLAN 0. Here, as you can see, Pi-hole asks you if you wanna set static IP address. So if you didn't do that already, you can choose yes, but I have already done so. But anyway, I'm gonna just choose yes, so just to make sure that everything is correct. And this is important since you are going to use it as a DNS server, and you don't want to have like every time a new IP address for a DNS server. That's why it shouldn't be dynamic and should be static. Here, as you can see, it says something like there might be a conflict, but in most modern routers that won't really happen, so don't worry about this one and just choose OK. So for this one, I'm going to use Google. That's actually the default choice. It's also a very good one, so I'm not gonna really change it. And here, as you can see, there is a block list, or the list that Raspberry Pi or the server is gonna use to block ads. So on this list you can find lots of domain names that are blocked, and you can use the default one. It's very good, but you can also Google any extra ad lists and you can add them in the settings. I can show you also that later in the video. And here you are asked if you wanna install the admin web interface or the dashboard where you can see all the ads that have been blocked and a lot of other statistics. And this is absolutely recommended, so click on yes. And here, as you can see, it says a web server is required for the admin web interface. So you want to make sure that there isn't any web server or use of any web servers, especially the light HTTPD, because otherwise there might be a conflict. So you also might want to check that port 80 isn't used by any other application on your server. And here, to enable query logging is also a good setting, so I enabled it. And for the privacy, I've also said show everything. If you don't want to really see anything, or if you are setting this up for maybe an administrator router or where privacy is a concern, you might want to hide domains or domains and clients, or keep everything anonymous. And as you can see here, it's also gonna take a minute or two just to finish the installation. And now, as you can see, the installation is completed, and here we can see the IP address that we can use to log into the admin web interface, which is actually the static IP address, but we need to go to the admin directory, and we can use this password to log in for the first time. And I'm also going to show you how to quickly change your password. And as you can see here, I can use a static IP address /admin, so I can go to the web admin interface and I can log in. So now everything is completed, and since I'm using Linux Mint, I'm gonna change my DNS setting by going to etc/resolve.conf. And as you can see here, I have already changed my DNS settings just to test the DNS server and if it's really blocking ads. So now I'm here at the website speeddesk.net, uh, as you can see, there isn't any ads. This website used to have like 5 or 6 ads, like really lots of ads, and as you can see, there isn't any ads when I'm using the DNS server or the Pi-hole DNS server. And now I'm gonna show you, if I change the DNS back to Google DNS, I can see the ads again. So as you can see here, I refresh the page. You might want to wait a few minutes just so the ads can load. Yep, and as you can see here, here is the first ad. Yeah, and now the other ads are actually loading. So as you can see, the DNS server is working, and you can also change the DNS server on your phone or your PC. And it's actually very straightforward. You just wanna Google that. It's very simple to change it. And once you change that, as you can see, the ads will be blocked. And you can also, if you know how to configure your router, to change the DNS server for your router. All the clients that are connected to the router are going to use that DNS server, and the ads will be blocked for all the clients. And this also works for YouTube, but not all ads. So the majority of YouTube ads will be actually blocked, but like some of them, or actually the new ads, might not really be blocked. But this is gonna make the whole experience absolutely a lot better. And I have never really encountered any website where the ads aren't blocked. And now if you go back to the dashboard, as you can see here, we can see total queries blocked, percentage blocked, and all the other stuff that you can read it on your own. So to change the IP address of the web admin interface, you can log in again into your server. In my case, I'm gonna log in to my Raspberry Pi again, and as you can see, we can run the command Pi-hole with the option A, which is admin, and option B, which is password. So now you're gonna be prompted to enter a new password and to confirm this new password. Yes, and as you can see, a new password has been set. So it's actually also always good to check if the IP address is actually static on your server or on your Linux environment. So just to make sure that the static IP address is actually static, we need to go to etc dhc pcd configuration, where we can check that. So we can go to the end of the document, as you can see, and here in my case you can see like the interface is 090, and you can see the static IP address, the static router, and the static domain name server. So yep, everything is correct. When you see the static IP address with the IP address, which we have already seen at the beginning of the video, we are now sure that yes, there's actually static IP address. The other configurations are actually the IP address of the router, so which is 192.168.1.1. This is the IP address of my router. It's also the IP address in a lot of cases for the majority of well-known routers. If it's not, you can also add it manually. But make sure that the interface is correct. So in my case, it's Ethernet 0. In your case, it might be WLAN 0 or any other interface. But like if in the majority of cases, if it's connected through cable, like your server is connected through cable, it's gonna be Ethernet 0. And if it's connected through Wi-Fi, it's gonna be WLAN 0. But you probably won't really need to do anything here. It's gonna already be set up for you, but just check it out to make sure that everything is set up correctly. So in this part, I'm going to show you how to add a new ad list. So all you have to do is actually go to the ad list section here in the web admin interface, and you can copy and paste the URL of the ad list. You can find lots of URLs on Google. You can Google that, and once you have done that, you can click here on the word online and hit update, so the ad list will update. As you can see here, the ad lists are being updated. I haven't added any ad list, but you can but if you have done so, you need actually to click on update to make sure that everything is up to date with all the new ad lists. So that's all for today, guys. Thank you so much for being here. I've tried to keep this video as short as possible, so it will be just easy, simple, and fast guide.